get up on the dance floor and go, and go, and go crazy. And go crazy. And go crazy. And go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the old to LA. Go crazy like a dum-dum. Eastside homeboy, where I come from. Dance on the floor till you go numb. No fighting, no hating, no red rum. This is O City. All the way to the bay, hit the bass, feel me. Catch a case cause it's beating up yo Chevy. Get you moving side to side, getting all sweaty. Make it work it, work it, work it out. Turn the volume up loud. This a draw crowd, make it all shout. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the O to LA. Hit play on the track and I'm ready. Like a quarterback, Tom Brady. Catch it all in the frenzy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the O to LA. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the O to LA.
What's going on? What's going on, good people? It is time for another scoop show. It is 8:04. See, I almost got real country and hit us with the 8:04. I guess I did anyway, but I mean, I should get points for good measure. I made the attempt. Anyway, what's going on, people? It is time, like I said, for another scoop show. And as always, we are so glad you decided to slide on in for a little good conversation to get your week started. Tuesday's good to start with little giggles, get your brain working, so that you can be your best self for the rest of your week. And we like to be one of the ways that you get that going to start your week every week. So if you are new around here, this is a very interactive show. If you have not noticed, we like to talk to you. We like it when you talk back. And to do that, we like you to get active in our comment section. If you would please rep your city and let us know where you are tuning in from by hitting that comment section and dropping that city and state for us. We like to know just how far and wide this conversation gets on a week-to-week basis, and you doing that just helps us. It helps curb the anticipation that we have waiting on those insights to come every week. So after you do what you do as far as dropping your city and state, if you would please hit that share button and let your crew, the people who know and love you, know where you will be for the next few minutes. Okay, we want them to join the conversation as well. If you know some folks who like to get it in, who also like good conversation and a little giggle every now and again, be sure and tag them into the conversation as well. For my regulars, if you are missing your good buddy, if you are missing your comment section corner, please go ahead and tag in your crew because the show has began.
Geez. Okay, I see y'all. I see
yeah,
y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, I see you. Okay, tonight I give it to you.
Yes, O City understands the assignment this evening. I appreciate that. So yes, please be sure and tag in your crew. It's okay though. We understand life gets busy, especially at the beginning of the week. We try and slide on in there and give you a little something for the good foot. But if you happen to miss us on any of these Tuesdays, we offer many, many ways for you to catch that replay. It plays. What?
Slow down. I can't find it, dog. I can't find it.
I can't find it, dog.
Where it goes? It done disappeared.
Lord have mercy. I was
Oh,
not
no.
ready for that. Oh my goodness. You the I could recover. Okay, well, while we're finding our graphic, we'll give you some time to go ahead and navigate to your social media sites. Like I was saying, we understand that you get busy on occasion, and we want to always offer the opportunity for you to catch us on the replay. Okay, so we offer 3 different media avenues for you to be able to do that. You can follow us on YouTube at The Scoop Show. You can follow us on Facebook at Real Scoop Show. And you can follow us on Instagram at Scoop Radio Show. There you go. Boom. In case I was moving a little too fast, you can catch those tags right there. Good job, Wig. Good job. He said, I can't find it, though. Oh, that tickled me good. But I think that's it. If it is anything else, I done lost it now. So please follow us, like us, subscribe, all the good stuff. Bro, how are you?
I'm good. I listen. So every time I get this studio ready, inevitably I forget something. And I'm like, where is it at? Where is it at? I couldn't find this, so I got to go back through the list of all of every post we done had to find it. And I'm like, I scroll.
They need to make it so that we can favorite certain pics that are there every time. Like these are our.
Can't do it.
Yeah, we need to send some feedback. We need to put in something on the page.
I'm good now.
You good now?
I'm good. How you doing?
Oh man, I'm good. I'm glad to not be in a meeting. I'm just gonna say that.
Listen, meetings are life. I told you, got to get used to it. I think that's one of the biggest transitions that, like, when you go from like, I'll use this language, like worker B to manager B. It's like you realize that as on the management level, you meet all
a lot.
And then, like you said, you got to still figure out how to get the work done, because it's like, if I'm in meetings all day, how am I supposed to get work? But it's a real thing.
Yep. So, I'll figure it out. But your girl is being stretched and pressed at the moment. It is going down right now, but I'm good. That's part of my Tuesday. So yeah.
So Gene, do we count Gene as Chicago? Okay, I mean, we're gonna count Gene because y'all ain't gonna have me in with all these OKC folks. So
listen, he gonna say Chi-Town.
Right.
I don't know. I don't care what his zip code currently is. I mean, he gonna rep Chi-Town. I know what he gonna say.
Okay, that's Chi-Town. All right.
Yeah, so that's one for the home team.
Y'all got me.
One for the home team.
OKC all around today. So oh my goodness. All right. Anyway.
See, told you.
Perfect. Anyway, there we go. My dude. All right, so we got a good show tonight, as Q said. We want to make sure if you have not hit the share button, you do that, and invite your people. Like she said, tag them, hit the share button, and of course, throughout the night, make sure that you are dropping your comments. So tonight we're doing something. We're doing something a little different because this is Domestic Violence Month. We are glad to have with us. We're going to talk about it. Y'all know this is one of the areas that is near and dear to our hearts. And so we've got Clinton Patton, who will be on any moment now to talk about domestic violence. And yeah, I just saw him in the comments. So it's going to be a silly night. I can see that already.
Yeah. Y'all know when I'm tired, I get real goofy.
It's gonna be
that second and a half wind, I guess you could call it.
Yeah. Well, while we go ahead.
No, I think I hit 2.5 about 2:00. So I don't know what wind I'm on at this point. I'm about out of wind at this point.
So wait, did I give you the wrong link? Hold on, let me here. Clinton. He's in the comments. All right. Clinton, check your inbox. This is the link you need to come on camera. I think I gave, maybe we're going to blame it on me today. Hold on.
Next ad. Scoop producer. I say it once every quarter.
Then Listen, in a hurry.
Mm.
All right. So Clinton, check your inbox. That's the one you need. That's gonna bring you on camera. Yeah, I guess what I gave him. All right, I ain't crazy.
He tagging you in, coach.
Yeah. Click that link and then come in, and then I'll bring you into the bring you on so we can talk about this. Talk about not this. Talk about domestic violence. Okay.
Yeah, we cover very non-professionally, but still with much respect these subjects throughout the year. We are very adamant about making sure that we keep these types of topics specifically around domestic violence and how we care for each other. We don't really run from them here at the Scoop. Now, there are times where we make light of a particular hypothetical situation and we can find ways to have these conversations so they aren't as heavy, especially when we don't have professionals online like Clinton to address these particular topics. But I look forward to when we bring on professionals for these types of conversations so that we can always provide resources and have a very mature and thoughtful conversation. So
Absolutely. All right, here we go. There we go. All right. What's up, my brother? How you doing?
hey,
I'm doing
hey,
well. How you doing?
Good,
what's
good,
going on?
good. So,
Not much.
yeah, this is Domestic Violence Month, and so we wanted you to come on and for a few minutes to talk. So, give us a little. How do we define what is domestic violence for? I'm sure most know, but let's start there.
Well, initially, what you're gonna find if you ask anyone with domestic violence, what is it? They're gonna automatically go to physical abuse. However, emotional abuse is the foundation of domestic violence. So, emotional abuse can be the name calling, becoming condescending, condescending tones, belittling accomplishments, minimizing importance, and things like that. And then when you get physical, it's the hitting, the slapping, the pinching, the punching. Um, we need spiritual abuse is using the Bible to keep you captive, or using Christianity to keep you captive. You have financial abuse, and that is either taking you um, uh, taking money from you, or taking your check, or not allowing you to work to meet your basic needs, or spending spending your money. You know what I mean? And pretty much taking power control over all of those areas. Even sexual abuse is a part of domestic violence as well.
Hmm. Okay, so I skipped something. I'm sorry. Let me back up a little bit. Tell the people who you
Okay.
are, because give them your resume. You're running late. I'm like, let me just go. Sorry. Tell the people who you
You're
are.
good. You're good. Well, my name is Clinton Patton Sr., and I am the founder of the Ashley Renee Hamilton Foundation. I am also a licensed professional counselor. I became an advocate, a strong advocate for domestic violence following the tragic death of my sister. And I just feel like domestic violence is a deadly societal problem. And, being that I know the results of domestic violence, and I believe that we have the right to live in a relationship or marriage and peace without abuse. So, I mean, I'm here on behalf of my sister. I don't want any other person to have to endure, just the void that's left behind of family members who are victims, and it could be a man or a woman. Nobody deserves to be abused in no way, shape, or form.
Mhm. That's true. Now you said that emotional abuse is the foundation. Say more about that. Why do you say that? And what do you mean by
Well, because initially, when you meet someone, and if they're going to be abusive, they're going to start to attack you emotionally first. And at first, they're going to seem to be sweet,
that?
genuine, charming, loving, caring. It's going to feel like, oh, we have the most precious soul tie. Like, this is my soulmate. However, when it relates to domestic violence, a lot of it is trauma bonding. And what I've had to do in order to speak more about domestic violence is break it down to the fact that victims trauma bond with their abusers. victims, and it's men, and it could be a man or a woman. They trauma bond, and
Mhm.
trauma bonds are those bonds. Like, say for instance, if um I didn't have my father, then I meet somebody who didn't have their father. And I say, oh yeah, oh, okay, yeah, you had your father, I had mine either. Maybe they're together. I don't know, but it's that. So when you get into relationships, how trauma bonds first, they start in the first month of the relationship,
Mhm.
because you start to talk about your ex, you start to talk about your problems, you start to talk about your childhood. And once you start to do that, now as a woman, what I've seen, the woman feels like, oh, I am not going to be your ex. Oh, I can't be your ex. Or so now the woman spends the majority of that relationship proving that she's not the ex. And so now, as a man, now if she's talking about her ex, and he's spending most of the time trying to prove that he's not the ex. So now they become codependent. So
Yeah.
now it becomes something that's nowadays, when you think of relationships, I'm also a marriage and family counselor. I do relationships, and what I've seen is people would come into my office and they would have relationship problems, right, or marital problems. When I asked them how long has a relationship been, 4 or 5 months, 2 months, 3 months. Now you get the problems for that relationship from the gate, from the beginning. It's nothing gradual now,
Yeah.
because now you like, why are you still in this situation and it's fresh? Like, do you not understand? But trauma bonds start in the first month.
They're
Once
strong.
you're a trauma bond, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. So trauma bonds involve fear. There is no way possible that you can love a person from a traumatic mind state, because it involves fear. There is no fear in love, for perfect love casts out all fear.
Mhm.
Fear involves torment. How is it possible for you to love someone when you are being tormented? It's not possible.
Mhm.
So, what I like to do is the difference between what a soul tie encompasses is peace. The goal of any relationship should be peace. And the reason that I focus on a relationship is because I had to come up with a solution other than becoming a problem. I've had to reevaluate what I wanted to do in my situation with my sister. The first initial thought was, I got to get revenge. I got to go take this dude out. I got to
Mm-hmm.
plan it so I don't get caught. The fact that this guy is walking around now is my driving force to end domestic violence, because obviously you're not going to get help, and we're not protecting our victims, our male and female victims of domestic violence. I was in the store the other day at Homeland, and I noticed they have all the breast cancer awareness
Mhm.
bags and stuff.
Mhm.
And I immediately became frustrated, and I didn't know why. But then after I walked into the car, I said, I don't see any grocery store,
Not the best.
any team, professional team that supports domestic violence awareness
Mhm.
publicly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't
Out
see it.
loud. Yep.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
oh, we gotta sweep it under the rug, or we gotta hide it. And that's what perpetuates the cycle of violence is silence.
The shame and the
You know,
guilt.
so absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to learn also, how can I speak to a victim in a way that doesn't make them feel like I'm judging them. And what I've learned is, you got to listen to them. You got to allow them to talk. You cannot put your own values on someone in that type of situation. And I
Mhm.
feel like, again, that I've witnessed, time and time again, our relationship values lead to domestic violence. And I know it's hard to hear, but some of the things that our parents taught us leads us to become victims or
Mm-hmm.
perpetrators of domestic violence.
So give me,
Even when we talk, go ahead.
go in a little more. When you say some of the things, what are some of the things that we've been taught that do that perpetuate that?
First of all, just think about when we grow up. When we're growing up and we're kids, and they tell us that a girl is smarter than a boy.
Mhm.
When they're telling us that, that creates a sense of entitlement. And now you look at it, you see a man can't say nothing wrong or it's stupid. And it's not everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody
Right.
don't have the same
Yeah.
perception, but you see it a lot.
Yeah.
And now that doesn't create cohesion, because what we have to do is we got to stop with these gender specific titles. We got to understand that men and women have the same value. We have the same value. We have to stop devaluing or degrading each other, because those are forms of domestic violence. And even when, as a young man, you get hit by a girl, they'll tell you, don't hit her. You better not hit her, even if she hit you, because she's a girl. I have a son and I have a daughter. I teach them both the same. Keep your hands to yourself. Don't hit nobody. Don't be condescending. You respect people for being human. And even with the financial stuff, right? So I've been noticing that this trend about the 50-50 and paying the bills and stuff like that, right? Whatever, right? So as a therapist, I have been able to look at things from a different perspective. And I get backlash on it all the time, but I don't really care. So it is absolutely okay for a man to need his woman to help him financially. It's okay. That should not matter. But when you look at it, just think about the pressure of being a man because of these values. Again, I go back to the values that actually dehumanizes being a man, because some of these incidents of domestic violence is because a man is not allowed to express his emotions unless he's going to get ostracized for it, or man up, you know what I mean? Man up, or, you know, you shouldn't feel like that. You a man, ain't you? You know, all those type of things.
Absolutely.
But what we have to understand is men and women have the same emotions. We feel the same. We might not think the same, but we feel the same. And now, in order for us to end the cycle of violence and become a better community, we have to create cohesion. And that means respecting each other's emotions. That means understanding that men hurt too. I don't care what you've heard about a man.
Absolutely.
Men hurt too. We feel the same exact things y'all feel. And so when I talked about providing financial abuse, it happens to men too. So you know, like, say for instance, go ahead.
So I'm trying. So how do we get to a space where we respect each other's values better?
We have to first, our goal should be peace. We got to come in peace. We got to come in peace. When you have peace, then you're able to have love. See, people got it backwards. They got it mixed up. They want to put the love first, but you cannot have love without peace. You got to be at peace with self first. You know, you got to be able to be peaceful, and even when you disagree, it is okay to disagree. It's absolutely okay. But when we start to bring these values that we know to be ineffective, then we continue a cycle of trauma. And domestic violence is a absolute trauma bond. And when you have a trauma bond, it will hinder you from moving forward in your life and your career. The goals you set, you won't be able to make them because you will second guess yourself. You'll be in doubt. And then you have a person that's trauma bonded to you that's holding you down because they become emotionally dependent. They become emotional leeches. So the moral of the story is we have to become peaceful with ourselves. We have to learn to respect each other regardless of gender. We have to understand that we don't have to use verbal violence, physical violence and stuff to get our points across. And at the end of the day, we got to become mature. And just because we think different, that doesn't mean that we can't become cohesive, because these are the things that perpetuate the cycle of domestic violence in our community. The silence and the don't talk about it, and it make people afraid. And when I talked about spiritual abuse, do you know how many pastors, and this is Clinton Patton talking, do you know how many pastors have led people to stay in relationships that ultimately killed them? And I'm not talking physically.
A whole lot.
I know. I'm talking emotional.
Absolutely.
Do you understand that your body can become your casket?
Absolutely.
You know, if you say, God says your body is a temple, but God is love, so God is not going to allow you or want you to become an abuse victim or statistic.
Absolutely.
He's going to want you to be at peace. You know, he gave us one job, and that's to love each other. But again, when you watch your parent trauma bond with your daddy, then you learn that trauma bonds is supposed to be healthy relationships, but it's not. You feel like love is supposed to hurt, or love hurts.
Mhm.
But love doesn't hurt. If it hurts, then it's not love. Because you're not gonna hurt nobody that you at peace with. And even if you make a mistake, being at peace, it's just like, you know what? I've made a mistake and I can correct it. So when us as men and women, we got to do a better job of respecting each other. And we got to stop with these trends of, oh, a man is supposed to do this, a man is supposed to do that. But what is the human supposed to do? The human is supposed to love him or herself so that they can receive love, so that they can give love, so they can be at peace. Because domestic violence is terrorism. It's not peaceful at all. We got people right now that are watching this show that are living in a living hell because of the way society treats victims of domestic violence. You got men who are afraid to talk about the domestic violence that are going on from their women because of how society is viewing them as weak.
Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, we as people got to understand that the word strength has been misused. Strength has everything to do with what you can lift, what you can endure. It has nothing to do with your mental health. So for anybody out there today, it's coming from me. You don't have to be strong. What I prefer you to do is become resilient so that you can have the ability to bounce back, because you do. You have the ability to bounce back. Life itself, yes, it can be up and down. Life is bipolar. But if you're going through something like that, please go get some help, because I know I talk to my sister every day and she never told me that she was going through anything abusive. Didn't have any idea until the last day I talked to her. And I'll tell you, I was sitting in my car. She called me, and I'm gonna make the story short as possible. She called me. I was like, man, I just finished with the YMCA shooting on the boys or whatever. And she was like, what you doing? How you doing? I got a nephew. I said, yeah. She said, I can't believe my brother had a baby. I said, man, me either. Me either. You know what I'm saying? So what happened was the conversation changed. She was like, I don't know why that boy got that gun. I'm scared of that gun. And I said, what you mean? Did he pull it on you? Did he threaten you with it? She said, no, that boy ain't that crazy. Her exact words was, that boy ain't that crazy. So I said, okay, well, you need to let him know that I'll come down there and take care of business. I didn't say it that nicely, but I'm saying I'll handle that for you. Don't even worry about that, because I don't play that. The next day, it was about 6 o'clock that evening. I said, hey, man, why didn't you come to Texas? She was like, man, I had to work, so I'm getting ready to go to bed. I said, well, okay, well, call me when you get up, So the next day, about 4 o'clock in the morning, we get a phone call, and the detective from Jackson, Mississippi said, there has been a tragedy with Ashley Hamilton. He had shot my sister in the head with the very gun that she was afraid of. But then once I got down to Mississippi, 2 weeks, I found out she had 13 or 14 different police reports. He had jumped on her outside a gas station. He had threatened to kill her on several occasions. He was always calling her the B word. He was stalking her, showing up, and pretty much if I can't have you, no one can. I had no idea. When she got, and let me tell you something, just because you fight back, that doesn't mean that you're not in a domestically abusive situation. That is domestic violence. I don't care how much you feel like you're defending yourself. No relationship or marriage should be a fight.
Yeah.
No relationship or marriage should be a fight. I don't tell people don't fight for your marriage. No, let's figure out how to get to a peace. Let's get peace in your marriage. It ain't a fight. No relationship, no friendship. It should not be a fight, because we wasn't even designed to be fighting each other. The only fight we were supposed to be doing is hunting for food. Let's just be honest. You know what I mean? That's it. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to be fighting each other.
So Clinton, because we got to wrap this up. So tell me, if somebody needs help and wants to reach out, where reach out to you or for help, where can they go?
Oh, listen, you can go to the National Domestic Violence Hotline, and it's 1-800-799-SAFE, and I think it's 7233. Or you can find me on Facebook, Instagram. I'm pretty sure I could talk you through your situation in a way that that you come out safe. Another thing I would like to announce: Sunday the 24th from 12 to 3, I am hosting the first annual Let's Heal Trauma Release Brunch. And what's going to happen is we're going to get on a boat from the Devon Boathouse down here in Oklahoma City. We're gonna have brunch. I got a panel that's coming through to talk about trauma, how to recognize it, and what it is, the physical, medical, as a therapist as well, and then as a keynote speaker, I am going to talk about personal experiences that I had to endure in order to recognize and overcome trauma. And so after I get done talking about talking about how to overcome trauma, then each of the participants are going to write their specific trauma on a balloon, and then we're going to go to the deck of the boat, and we're going to release that trauma that day, and that's going to be it. We're moving past trauma. Trauma will no longer
I
hold
love
us
it.
captive.
That's awesome. Do me a favor, make sure you post that and tag me in it so we can share it to our page, the flyer for it. Y'all support what Clinton is doing. We need to have more conversation around domestic violence, not just during this month, but as Clinton said,
Absolutely.
We are all about making sure that relationships are healthy and that we are removing all of these negative cultural foolishness that we've learned.
It's a lot of.
We appreciate your work, man. We appreciate what you're doing. And we'll definitely have to have you back so we can learn more about this, because I got questions. So we'll get
Hey, I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I'm telling you, it's time for us to do something different as a community. We can't keep talking about how to get out the hood. We out the hood. We gotta create healthy relationships because our kids depend on it.
Absolutely.
We could become extinct. We could become extinct.
All right, brother. Let's thank you for coming, and we will definitely have you back to talk about some.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure, and anytime you need me, man, just hit me up. I appreciate it.
All right, brother.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, that's definitely something we got to talk more about.
Yeah. I love the symbolism of their what he plans to do with their brunch also. That's beautiful. The release ceremony. Yep.
Absolutely love it. I looked at this, it's creative, the whole event sounds very creative as opposed to some of the other things that we've,
you don't want to just sit in a room and listen, you want to interact. Yep. Dope.
All right, let's jump into these hot topics real quick. Before we jump into these hot topics, let's play our ad, and then we're going to get into it.
Hey, what's up, friends? Let us introduce you to one of the fastest growing takeovers here in OKC. Bob's, better known as Black-Owned Business Group, is bringing us a 1-2 punch of excellence and culture by serving us up options, sugars. You know we love options. Check this out. Have you ever been outside living your best life, out and about on these newly remodeled streets, and found yourself way too close to eat? Then Bob's Shamrock Gas Station is where you need to be. It doesn't matter if it's your tummy or your tank. They have what you need. Pull up and fill up on delicious barbecue, premium gas, and locally sourced goodies from Black-owned businesses right here in Oklahoma City. Stop by and say hi at 2901 Northwest 10th Street, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma 73107, right across the street from the fairgrounds. Open Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Sunday 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And for our licensed friends, after you get your tank right, head on down south to Bob's Dispensary, Oklahoma's newest solution for your medicinal marijuana needs. Bob's Dispensary is open and ready to provide you with the highest quality medical marijuana available. Top shelf and premium eighth specials all day long. And we have Oklahoma City's own award-winning Banji topicals on deck and ready to cover your body's needs. Come get to know us at Bob's Dispensary, 2701 South Central Avenue, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma 73129. Open Monday through Saturday from 12 to 8 p.m. Closed on Sundays. Show your support and save whenever you pull up and fill up at either Bob's locations by bringing your receipt from either business in and save 20% off your next purchase. See you soon, sugars. Remix. Oh my goodness. You're muted.
I said you done good. You done good.
Thanks.
All right, let's jump into these hot topics. Let's start off with the bang. Why not? All right. So this week this was posted. So uh yeah, so Lizzo is out and about. I personally don't see anything wrong with it, but hope she doesn't whine in the next few days. If you're going to dress like this, be bold and confident with it. I am. So the question is that this is what this story turned into. Of course, was people trying to compare what she has on to, of course, Riri, who wore the same thing or something similar, not the same thing. It's not.
Yeah.
Not the same thing.
Mhm. No.
And other people who have worn things, sheer. Would this be called sheer? This is sheer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So sheer dress is a dress. Is that what this would be referred to as a dress? An outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with outfit. Okay.
Yeah. In the cover-up category, sheerish. Yes, it's yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So let's deal with the original post, which is, is there anything wrong with this? I guess that's what people were complaining, that she shouldn't be wearing this out in public. I mean, this is to me par for the course for Lizzo. So
So background for this particular outfit is my understanding that this is what she wore to Cardi B's birthday party, her most recent birthday party, which the theme for the birthday party was dance hall. And if you follow this particular genre of music, nakedness is welcome. Okay. It has sheer is welcome. There's lots of fishnets, there's lots of booty shorts, there's lots of thigh highs, there's lots of skin. So Lizzo was not she did not stand out because this is what she wore. She was in good company in her choices as far as the sheerness and all of that. Y'all know I stand for Lizzo, and I said it on the post and I'll say it here. I love me some Lizzo. I love her music. I tend to dig her when she's speaking. I think she's extremely intelligent. I also have to kind of agree, even though I've also kind of stood up for her in the past, because I'm also team human. But she's also known for whining. So when she will come out publicly after doing something like this and gets all of the commentary, good, bad, and otherwise, and then she's known for being upset about it. So I get where those comments come from too. I haven't seen that with this particular situation, so I think she's standing by her choice. But for me, I think Lizzo needed some type of undergarments with this particular situation. I didn't necessarily like to see Riri's nipples when Riri had them out, but it is what it is. I just think with this particular outfit, there should have been undergarments worn, and it did not appear as though there were undergarments worn, even if there were like the nipple cover things, it didn't appear to be that way. So that was my main critique about it. I just thought this didn't look complete. This just was a bad outfit, period. I'm not tripping on it being sheer or nothing like that. I just didn't like the way that this came together. But as far as the comparisons, and I'm gonna go ahead and answer that so I can give you back the floor. We might have a problem. I just got a message that we might have been interrupted on Facebook, and I can't get back to the link that I have either. It only shows 20 minutes of it, so something might be going on.
Let's see.
If you guys can hear us, drop a comment. Somebody, if you are live and you can hear me asking this question, somebody drop. This didn't look complete. This just was a bad.
I don't mind.
Okay. Because I can't get back to it. It's looping on my page. The link I shared, it won't let me join the real-time conversation. I couldn't when the ad was going, but I thought, my phone does that often. So I didn't think I'd call it out, but I just gotta. Okay. Thank you, Teresa. Okay. Sis, you might want to cycle back. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe it's us. But yeah, as far as the comparison between Riri and some of the other artists who have come out in similar things, I just think it's how you do it. I think it's how you do it, because Lizzo has come out super naked before and people have loved it and just had to be able to say, yeah, y'all just don't like it because it's her. I don't think that was the situation. I think people who love Lizzo can say and then not be looked at as though they're shaming her. They could just say, I didn't like this look, and it'd be okay. And that's where I stand on it. I love me some Lizzo. I do not love this look. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to check this live real quick.
Yeah, you're good.
When I look at it on my phone, it's definitely not up to date.
Mm-hmm.
We still on the Clinton interview.
Right. Yeah, that's where I'm at too.
Okay. All right, let me see.
Pause for the calls, y'all.
Yep,
these are good hot topics. We want to make sure everybody can get everything.
Yep. Let's see. Trisha says she could hear us.
Mm-hmm. And she's watching on Facebook based on her icon. She's not on what's it called?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's way behind. Way behind. All right, let me see. Time is it 43? All right, let me do this. Let me restart a brand new stream.
Okay.
Yeah,
we'll be back, guys.
Give me a minute and I'm gonna restart this.